Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, in Malaysia, Kota Kinabalu Tzu Chi volunteers held a Night of Great Love charity concert to promote DaAi TV. In Taiwan, a mobile bathing vehicle drives around to remote areas of Hualien to give bedridden patients the much-needed shower. And if you are forgetful and unable to accomplish given tasks, we find out why you might be suffering from adult attention deficit disorder. First up in today's program, in Melbourne, Australia, Tzu Chi volunteers held a New Year blessing ceremony last Sunday, February 24th, where members of the public were invited to attend, and many adopted bamboo coin banks in hopes of contributing a little to help those on the edge of society.
On her Tzu Chi path, volunteer Zhen Rulan fights her cancer with bravery and also thank those who donated their blood.
The person who donated his blood may just be reaching out a helping hand, but he has no idea such action has a butterfly effect that can change a person's life. I'm also given a chance to continue to give.
Here at the New Year blessing ceremony in Melbourne, Australia, participants share with each other ways to cultivate blessings. Tzu Chins also make coin banks out of recycled plastic bottles.
The bamboo coin banks in Taiwan are made of recycled paper tubes and are decorated beautifully. However, this is the first time I have seen the coin banks made by Melbourne volunteers. It is delicately made.
Through the event, attendants all realized not to underestimate the power of one and vow to gather their love for those in need.
In Malaysia's Kota Kinabalu, a Night of Great Love charity concert was held, where Tzu Chi volunteers promoted DaAi TV to participants, as well as the popular DaAi TV drama The Rain Drew Wild, in which many scenes were shot in Malaysia.
This is a meaningful event. Include me when doing good deeds. Exclude me when doing evil deeds. Thank you.
A Night of Great Love charity concert curtained in Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia, attracting close to 1,000 participants on account of its reputation. As the DaAi TV drama, The Reindeer Waltz was filmed in Malaysia, from the scenery to the characters, everything felt close to home.
Before we joined Tzu Chi, we often gave each other a hard time.
Real-life characters of a popular DaAi TV drama, Liu Jiyu and his wife Jian Cilu, share their 20-year journey in Tzu Chi. Their devotion and love for Tzu Chi deeply moved Tzu Chi volunteer Ong Ji Long, who later became the first seed of Tzu Chi in Kota Kinabalu.
I wasn't familiar with Tzu Chi at that time, and brother Jiyu and sister Cilu flew all the way here from Malacca to assist us with the case. I was so moved by their gesture. I decided to follow their footsteps and live by their example.
The House of Compassion scene in the drama series is in fact a home where expecting mothers can stay and give birth. Lucy, a staff at the House of Compassion, also came to attend the event.
I have been assisting mothers at the House of Compassion for 10 years now. As long as I'm still able and healthy, I will definitely do what I can to help those expecting mothers from remote areas.
This Night of Great Love created a ripple effect of compassion and goodness.
What moves me the most is to see their willingness to let go of their other business to walk the Tzu Chi path.
On DaAi TV, we watch a lot of local and international news, gain medical knowledge, and see stories of compassion and goodness.
Whether it is installing DaAi TV or the next in line to receive an autograph, perhaps the character for the next inspiring drama is standing here, right amongst the crowd.
Playing the role of Master Wu Da in Tzu Chi's musical adaptation of the Water Repentance Sutra was Xu Yafen, a well-known performer of Taiwanese opera. She recently flew to Singapore, where she shared with local residents and volunteers her experiences and insights from her many performances.
As Xu Yafen performs on stage, her fans take pictures or sing along with the lyrics. Xu is here in Singapore to share their experiences and insight from her time playing the role of Master Wu Da for the Water Repentance Sutra musical.
I performed in 26 shows that left me with an indescribable feeling of gratitude. I also came to understand several new creative concepts of life.
Although I will recite sutras in the morning and evening, sometimes I have trouble bringing that intention into my daily life. So these lectures have been a great help.
Not only sharing past experiences, she also takes time to give audience members some singing tips.
Your eyes need to be held more open. They need to be bigger. When you laugh, your eyes can't laugh.
If using the techniques that she is teaching us here today, we can get more people in touch with the Buddha's Dharma. I think there will be something really wonderful.
I want the young to get a taste of how Taiwanese folk opera is at the center of our culture, and that it is in fact a complex art form filled with deep meaning. And when put to music, it is not the vulgar performance many assume it to be.
As this first overseas trip for Xu comes to an end, everyone leaves wiser about both folk opera and ways to bring the Buddha Dharma into their lives and the lives of those around them.
In 2010, the Kernel of Wheat Foundation realized that many of their care recipients on the east coast of Taiwan were unable to take a bath due to their physical conditions. To help, the foundation imported 2 mobile bathing vehicles from Japan and has served nearly 1,000 patients to date.
This is a mobile bathing vehicle, and in just 10 minutes, it is ready to transform into a fully equipped bathing station. This is Mr. Wang, who's paralyzed from the waist down after a car accident. Normally, Wang's mother would use a towel to clean his body, as it is impossible for him to take a shower.
When we are filling the tube with water, we will give our patients a massage. If we can, we will even help them with their rehabilitation.
Carrying the patient into the bathtub, these staff members are getting ready to give him a shower.
The safety of our patients is the most important thing. Therefore, we need to take extra good care of them.
To provide those bedridden with better service, the mobile bathing team is made up of 1 nurse and 2 staff members. Since the job requires bathing bedridden patients, it requires a lot of strength in the caregivers.
We need to carry our patients or flip them to their sides. So in the morning, I will always do some exercise. It is very easy for us to injure our feet, back or hands. If we hurt ourselves, we wouldn't be able to work for at least a week.
In February of 2010, the Kernel of Wheat Foundation imported 2 mobile bathing vehicles to help bedridden patients enjoy a shower. Over the past 2 years, the vehicles have helped nearly 1,000 patients.
They have been a great help because my son is really strong and I can't hold his weight.
The bathing service provided by these caregivers once a week not only leaves them cleaner but happier.
We will give him encouragement, although his recovery has been slow.
He is in a better mood because after a shower he's more at ease.
Many of them were not able to move at all. Now some of them can move a little. Our patients feel more at ease after a shower because they feel respected by others, and then they will be more willing to interact with us, which slowly improves their interpersonal skills.
In spite of the long distance, Wu Xiaying and her team say that knowing that their patients feel much better after every shower, all the hardships they encounter seems worthwhile.
With a little creativity, we are able to make tough situations easier for many. The Nursing and Infrastructure Department at the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital recently worked together to add an extra stand to mobile toilets, as well as recycle parts to IV stands, thus making their patient stay at the hospital less troubling. 80-year-old Gui Ma Zhang suffers from poor blood circulation in her lower body and thus is dependent on using a mobile toilet. However, when the senior leans forward to step off the seat, she may fall as the mobile chair lacks support in the front.
The patient will often step on the chair for support, but most of the time do not get the support they need and thus fall over.
The seat doesn't have an extra stand to support it, so patients will easily fall when they step on it.
To ensure the safety of their patients, the infrastructure team at the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital installed an extra stand on the mobile toilet to prevent such accidents from happening again. Another frequently seen situation is patients' IV tubes getting tangled up as they walk around the ward. To solve this problem, the team added 2 recycled bearing parts to allow patients to adjust the stand according to their needs.
We are making the best use out of what we already have. It is just like what the master talks about. We must take note of the safety of all patients while they receive treatment here.
Whether it is frontline medical staff or engineers working behind the scenes, all staff at the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital have shown that the needs of their patients remain as always their top priority. In Taiwan's Hualien, we meet care recipient Alan, who was left in a vegetative state after a car accident 10 years ago. His mother, Ms. Zhen, then had to take care of him and her grandson on her own. Thanks to Tzu Chi volunteers' continuous care and support, Ms. Zhen learned to look on the brighter side of life.
Tzu Chi volunteers thoughtfully bring away support for Ms. Zhen to alleviate her back pain from looking after her son. 10 years ago, a car accident left Aaron in a vegetative state. When taking care of him, his mother, Ms. Zhen, has fallen over many times. To help, Tzu Chi volunteers regularly visit the family to provide timely assistance. Thanks to volunteers, now Aaron can slowly raise his hand and respond simply. In the kitchen, volunteers are busy cooking a meal to warm the stomachs and hearts of this family. With Tzu Chi volunteers' company, Ms. Zhen's grandson can focus on his studies and learns to show his gratitude.
He always does his homework when he arrives. I felt very touched when he handed me a cup of water and said thank you.
Thanks to the volunteers, the hardship did not overwhelm this family. Instead, Ms. Zhen learned to look on the bright side and vows to be a recycling volunteer when Aaron gets better.
Taoyuan Tzu Chi volunteer Lin Zhenzhong used to smoke, drink and gamble. With his marriage close to the breaking point, Lin decided to turn over a new leaf, and together the couple later joined Tzu Chi. Now Lin is in every aspect the model husband and was even awarded the Senior Model Award by Taoyuan County for his efforts.
As he recycles, Lin Zhenzhong is all smiles. However, he has to be careful and not overuse his hands.
Doing this takes my attention off the pen. If I didn't recycle, I would be sitting at home and my attention would be on my hands and how much they hurt.
Now, the 73-year-old Lin is full of life's wisdom. However, it was a long road that saw over half of his life wasted in debauchery.
In the past, my husband loved to gamble, drink and hang out with women. It made me so angry.
Lin's wife became so angry that she cut all their wedding photos in half. This woke Lin up to the life he was living and that he needed to make a change.
My wife encouraged me to go out there and do recycling. Now even when it rains, I will be there. Only on typhoon days will I take a break. In the time that is left to me in this life, I'm devoting myself full time.
After retirement, Lin has started a new chapter in his life in which service is front and center. Not only does he recycle, but also volunteers at his local neighborhood watch.
He changed more and more, and now he is very well behaved. He has left all his bad habits behind. Now he loves to go hiking every day. He wakes up in the morning to go for a hike and then does recycling after.
For his efforts, Lin was rewarded Taoyuan County's Elderly Model Award, showing that the prodigal son has truly come home.
Are you forgetful or unable to follow along in conversations with your friends and always procrastinate important tasks? If so, you might be exhibiting symptoms of adult attention deficit disorder or ADD. In today's series on finding your concentration, we look at the symptoms of adult ADD and see what we can do to change our behaviors.
When you leave the house in the morning, do you find this happening to you?
You can see this person frequently forgetting things. It's not that they have a bad memory, but they will forget their phone or watch. For this person, they will just leave things anywhere. And so when they leave the house, it will take them up to an hour to leave as they're looking for stuff.
Or while hanging out with friends, this happens to you.
猴子就让他自己在森林里面荡来荡去，你就跟着我飞。你们现在是在讲那个少年派吗？里面可是我记得里面没有蛇啊。不是。
跟朋友聊天的时候，他也会。
In chatting with their friends, he won't be able to follow along with the conversation. Their friends will be chatting about one topic, and he will suddenly jump to another topic.
Next, what about when working?
In accomplishing tasks, even though she knows it's an important task, but she will do other activities that are less daunting, like opening up Facebook.
If these scenarios seem familiar to you, or you find you are unable to control your actions, perhaps you have adult attention deficit disorder.
Concentration problems at the adult level start in childhood. These might have been signs already when you were young.
Concentration problems are separated into two categories: attention deficit disorder, or ADD, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. These two disorders often occur at a young age, and although some adults may be able to improve as they get older, some adults don't, as heavy responsibilities can highlight the adult's inability to function in society and work.
In working with co-workers, they might not have too much patience, or they will delay their tasks, thus affecting others' work. They might not have control of their temper and easily fight with their co-workers.
To make sure if one is a sufferer of adult ADD or ADHD is not an easy task. Besides doctors getting to know patients, many hospitals and psychiatric clinics will use international standardized tests to help diagnose the problem. In using computer testing and verbal questions, doctors can get a better understanding of the patient's problems. Although medication may be given to patients, some doctors feel pills are not a solution.
Medication does not correct these behaviors. The patient himself needs to be aware of the problems and needs to actively change the way he spends his time.
In other words, adult ADD or ADHD sufferers should work closely with doctors to change their behaviors to improve their focusing mindset. For those who may suffer slight ADD, doctors suggest not to multitask and keeping your workspace organized and clean.
Your desk should be organized as clutter distracts from our attention. Only put the things you need for your task on your desk.
Decreasing work environment clutter, retraining your brain to focus and think for longer periods of time, and plenty of sleep all will help you find your concentration.
Since the reconstruction of the Rangu Rangu Elementary School in Zimbabwe in 2012, Tsuji has continued to accompany the students on their path to education. Every Monday through to Saturday, Tsuji volunteers and local volunteers will provide hot meals for the children, giving students what might be their only meal of the day.
This large pot holds lunch for about 1,000 people. Volunteers are carefully cooking the meal while instilling Tsuji's love into the dish. Except Sunday, Rangu Rangu Elementary School provides lunch for around 1,800 students, and everyone gathers to eat like one large family. The habit of washing their hands before meals is something Tsuji volunteers taught the children, and this bucket of water has been chemically treated for purification to prevent communicable diseases.
There are pollutants everywhere. If they eat food without first washing their hands, they are susceptible to typhoid fever.
In eating what perhaps is their only meal of the day, these children also dream of a future of their own.
You want to be driver? Okay, you need to eat more. And did it?
As their stomachs are filled with food, students are no longer distracted during class. In fact, all the stationery they are using are donated by students from Tsuji schools in Taiwan. The establishment of Rangu Rangu Elementary School in 2012 has kindled the children's desire to learn. Upon receiving their graduation certification, these children are given the chance to escape poverty and also symbolizes Tsuji's continual support here in Zimbabwe.
Moving to Japan, Tsuji volunteers and the Machida Design College in Tokyo held a 3-day charity fair to help victims of the 311 earthquake get back on their feet. Let's take a look.
It has been almost 2 years since the 311 earthquake devastated Japan. To continue helping quake survivors, the Machida Design College recently held a 3-day charity fair and invited Tsuji volunteers to join. It is also the first time Tsuji held a photography exhibition in school. The pictures on the wall are witness of the good deeds volunteers have done to help the disaster victims. Through these photos, passers-by gain a better understanding of Tsuji.
ここは外国にもね、助けに行くからね、最初にそうですね、やってますからね。もう純粋のね、だから小林村もいち早く住宅建てた。
Eco-friendly blankets and instant rice, these were relief items that were given to quake survivors in the aftermath of 311 earthquake. To reciprocate Tsuji's love, many students take on the initiative to adopt bamboo coin banks as they hope to pay the love forward. Seizing the opportunity to interact with the students, Tsuchings hope to inspire more youngsters to join their ranks.
We move to the United States at the end of today's program. At the New Year Blessing Ceremony held at Indianapolis of Indiana, Tsuji volunteers prepared a series of performances for their participants. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.